Okay, so if you recall, I came across this Yamaha 650 from 1977. I got it as my first bike, and I've done a lot of things to it since I got it to make sure it's as ready as it's going to be. So I polished this a little bit with some very, very fine steel wool. I removed the tops of the carbs and the drain plugs here and sprayed carb cleaner in both of those. I didn't really want to take the carbs off, so this seemed like a good compromise. I fixed the turn signal system because the turn signal wasn't working down here. I thought I was going to rebuild it, and then it turns out I just sprayed a bunch of electronic cleaner in there, and it solved the problem. If you take the fuel tank off the bike, which I figured out how, there's this nub here. You take this off, and then right here the fuel tank latches in. So you just rock it up and pull it out, and it will pop out, and you'll have the fuel line here and the other line here. This goes to the junction between the engine and the carb. This goes to the bowl of the carb. Anyways, this guy is actually the relay that controls your turn signals, and it clicks, not this. I'm not sure what this is, and then here are your coils. So I took this off thinking it was the relay control system. I almost built another one, and then I decided not to because it just started working because I sprayed some cleaner in there. So I'm very grateful for that. I refilled the brake fluid on this. I drained this and refilled it with new brake fluid. There's a bleed valve down here and a caliper. I changed the oil. There was a lot of old oil in here. There's these large bolts here. It's quite dirty down here. There's this one, and then there's another one back here. I think the starter is right here. I can't think of what else that would be. And I couldn't get this bolt off here. Oh, there's the other one. So I just took out these 10mm bolts here. There's 6 of them. Took the whole drain pan off, took all the oil out, and it was really good. And there's also a filter in here. Took that and cleaned it. I put in some of this 1540 because apparently this is close enough. And then I, use some of the brake fluid. That's for the brake fluid, not the oil. This is my table. I've been here for a while. I've been sussing out electrical problems. This is the stump pump filter at the bottom of the oil pan. The one I have is ripped right here, so this is a new one I ordered. I'm going to put on there. I'm going to probably put some seafoam in the oil and maybe in the fuel line too to kind of clear that all out. Here's the socket for the big drain plug on the bottom. It's a 27mm. It is. And lastly, I checked the chain tensioner, which is this guy right here. There's a big old castle nut or something here. That's a 22mm, and under it there's a 10mm, and then there's a rod inside the 10mm. And you want the 10mm and the rod to be flat, totally across, and that controls the cam chain tensioner. So at this point, we have the horn and the turn signals. You have the brake and the lights. Pretty cool. So now I'm going to put the fuel tank back on and let it idle for a while. I have some ethanol free fuel here, so I'm going to empty the gas tank, put this in there, and then hopefully just avoid using ethanol because it'll gunk the carbs up. And not only do I have a little seafoam, see, look, picture of a bike. What could go wrong? That I'm going to put in the oil just to have it run a little bit because I have to drain the oil out and replace that stump pump anyways. So I'm going to run it with a little bit of seafoam just to degunk anything. But I don't know if it works, but we're also going to put some carburetor cleaner in there, fuel additive. Probably more superstitious than anything practical this will do, and then this is just fuel stabilizer if I do end up putting ethanol fuel in there because I can't find a pump with non-ethanol. Thank you, government.
There's the lid, there's the tank, so we'll put the tank back on, we'll hook up all these tubes, and then we're gonna learn. Learn to ride. And hopefully the transmission works, knock on wood.